Yeah, let's talk about that. Obviously, Google has had a big day today.
Hmm.
So let's talk about that as far as what's next on the horizon.
I think Google is one of the best run companies in history, and at a time where they were about to be counted out, you can argue right now Google's the best AI company in the United States of America. It's one of. You can argue.
Okay. 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 Okay.
You
Okay.
can argue it from
Yes.
a
Yes. 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 Yes.
because in business we can be very, let's just talk like it's just us.
All right. Let's do it.
One of the and they had to do it, but when Nvidia became the darling, every other company or the big 12 in tech retooled their business to then take a piece of their business and market share. Um, Apple's now working on their own version of that now. Google, of course, because the thought is, okay, I can either let you cannibalize my business, or I can make Gemini so amazing that it cannibalizes the business itself. But now there's even ads starting to be integrated into Gemini. So I've always said since the beginning of the show, the companies with the most money are going to find a way to lead the revolution in the next technology. They're not going to get left behind. And as soon as Sam had his mistake and kerfuffle with Brad Gerstner, look how quickly other companies are encroaching and getting better at a time. And you can make the argument that Anthropic's doing better than OpenAI in terms of deliverables in the LLM. So, but the partnership is for securing the future. And once again, when Meta fell a bunch after earnings, I'm like, they're making the right investments at the right time. I think it was mistimed how much they dropped.
Hmm.
And I think the stock will go up a lot as a result. But in times of crisis and economic crunches, you're going to see the top players work with each other. 10 years ago, it was Apple and Google for the search engine. Now it's Apple and Google for AI. But this Meta and Google partnership, I think, is going to do incredibly well for both companies. But of course, Google has the lead as of today.
Google is amazing. I'm agreeing with you with that. I think you touched on something really important. I'm going to go back to it. A year ago, and if we think about what we were saying about OpenAI and
Mhm.
how they looked at Google, almost in a mocking fashion, it
Yes.
was almost like, "Hey, you guys will never catch us."
And
A,
can we really quick? Can we talk how big of a mistake that is?
a huge
Why
one,
are you throwing a rock at a sleeping giant?
yeah. And so it got me thinking, right? And I still think of it, obviously, Nvidia. The art you could make the argument, right, in terms of performance and what they're putting out. Um, yes, the performance is superior. I think the smartest move they did, and we watched this move happen with Broadcom, and we kind
Mhm,
of talked about it when they said, "Look, you can have the GPU market.
mhm. Yeah,
Not we're not
take it.
concerned.
Yep.
It's yours. You're so dominant in it. Have it."
Mhm,
AMD has said, "All right, we'll be number two. We'll take some of the market share." That it looks like it's working out for them, right? There wasn't going to be a number three, so they said, "We're not doing GPUs. We'll do the XPU."
mhm,
I think while this is happening, Google says we'll rely on you for now, but we've
mhm,
got to create something that we can internally do and we can internally rely upon, and that's the TPU. So that's the tensor processing unit. So if
mhm,
you've heard TPU over the past couple of days, that's why. Why is it important? Because it makes them self-reliant. They
mhm,
won't need NVIDIA at the same level they once did. Why did we see another company run up?
mhm.
That company being named Broadcom is because Broadcom can help design that TPU for them,
TPU.
right? Right.
Yep.
Which is why when they said XPU, look, that means we'll make any GPU for
Yep.
anyone. We'll help you make this. And so we watched Broadcom rise, right? They were up 10% today. Google was leading the charge up, I think like 9%. Those two companies were starting to move. NVIDIA hasn't moved at the same level, right? It had its earnings. And I heard, shout out to Josh Brown. He said something very interesting. He's like, NVIDIA at this point is like Jordan in 96
Mhm.
comparing himself to what he did in 95.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the champion, you're the best player, but
But you're
like
so exceptional,
it's so exceptional. Like
you're
it's
not going to have an exponential growth from where you are.
yeah, Karl Malone's
Yeah.
the MVP. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Yeah.
but we know who the best player is. The TPU thing is important because number one, it's cheaper,
Mhm.
it's faster. But right now, and I'm just saying right now, it's really designed just for Google Cloud products.
Which is smart because it keeps the ecosystem inside. And from a branding lesson, going back to Blue Ocean strategy, I love companies when they create a market that they have a dominant share in.
Right. So now it says to me, okay, if Google does it, Amazon will be next, right? Microsoft is already there with OpenAI. And so does that take some business away from NVIDIA?
The
Yes,
chips,
some,
it will take some away
some.
until
That's
Ultra.
where I'm going.
See,
So I'm going there, right? And so, so here's something to you can't. So right now, the TPUs that Google makes, and it's phenomenal, and we can see the results of some of the products that they put out. It can't do general purpose workloads like GPUs do. And again, it's mostly for Google Cloud. That's the knock, right? So it works on Google internal AI and Google Cloud workloads. Great. Obviously, GPUs are for AI training, does inference, and it's more accessible, right? You can use that on different type of workloads. So that's just in that market, right? We're talking about large language models. But where is the next $1 trillion industry?
Quantum
and robotics. Robotics. So then you start putting the pieces together. Who did we see Jensen sitting with last week? Yeah, that guy. That guy who told us that money will be irrelevant. When you start seeing these signs, you start to put the pieces together. He's sitting next to the guy who's going to be integral in that robotic space. He's sitting next to the guy who's already integral in the EV space. Those products in those sectors are going to need GPUs. And so, yeah, it might lose some from the Googles when they do CPUs, TPUs, but you got a whole sector of robotics and EVs that they are still going to be the king of. And when we went to GTC, what's the last thing he brought on stage?
Yeah.
A little robot.
A cute ass robot come out on stage, interacting with him.
Then we went into the assembly hall. It was the robot that was cleaning your kitchen and taking your food out the oven.
Right? Putting groceries away.
Putting the groceries away. Right. GTC happened in DC a few weeks ago. Robotics again. Why is he talking about that? He's talking about it for a reason. He knows that's where the pivot is going to be. If we lose some of this market share, we're about to go dominate that one. So everybody, the NVIDIA trainers, no, it's not going anywhere.
And even their moat, as you've highlighted, the moat NVIDIA has, because people ask me all this, well, people are encroaching on the territory. How would they defend it? They would defend it by being in partnership with everyone who's encroaching. So I'll give you part of this business in lieu of national interest, but these other markets stay away from. And it's lining up perfectly that way.
And it's not. And so last week we were talking about this run isn't over, right? It's not just about the product. Now it's about the region, right? So they're in South Korea. Now they're in UAE. But lo and behold, wait, there's a press conference for an AI. Wait, hold on. There's talks that China might come back into the fold. China might come back into the fold. Allegedly, a $50 billion opportunity may come back into the fold.
Yeah.